claw with his back, knocking it off and giving him the opportunity to finish what he had started. The swordsman clenched his teeth even harder and sawed with even greater zeal. The appendage was finally separated from the body with the help of a magic saw. The monster began to roar while water flowed out of it. The horn filled with liquid spun at high speed and flew to the ground, splashing water. And after a few moments, the fragment stuck into the ground not far from the hero, who stood pompously on the roof. He screamed with all his might for Xavier that he needed to hit the center from the direction of the tail diagonally to the head. The blonde began to rush at great speed under the Titan's body. He stopped abruptly, holding the ground after hearing that if they hit in this direction. Lloyd frowned and screamed at the top of his lungs that they could buy some time if they did so. The swordsman raised his blade back a little and was preparing to pierce the shell with a thrust. But then a huge monster began to fall dead right on him. Xavier was stunned by this and froze in place. Giga fell with all his weight on the city. Only the rapier of the hero swordsman flew out from under him. The protagonist was extremely horrified by what he saw, and realizing what was happening, he loudly called out to his subordinate. But then we go back a little. The skilled swordsman stood in his stance for a thrust before falling. He clenched his teeth and was about to hit the enemy, ordering him to die. Mana filled his entire body, even his hair, and the guy heard a similar order in his head. But as it turned out, Peepodong was already rushing to his aid. The hamster grabbed the warrior by the collar as he ran, which surprised him greatly. The beast managed to save him right before he fell, and then he slowed down after running a little. Lloyd was glad of his rescue and anxiously clenched his fists and praised his pet. At this time, the familiar tried to stop the swordsman by waving his paws, but he politely apologized and said that he did not understand him. Xavier picked up the rapier from the floor and said that perhaps he was now scolding him for his recklessness. And then he turned to the monster and, standing in a stance, suggested that he stand until victory. Seeing his master in the distance, the Blade Master said that he believed in the protagonist's plan. And he at that moment frowned and thought that Plan D was thought out in a hurry.